to another form Tyson video, and in this video we'll talk about how to make your Word document interactive and have contracts signed in real time. So I'm sure many of you, if you're following us or know about us, you'll know that we can make a PDF interactive, but now we can make the Word document pretty interactive as well. But first thing first, I must tell you what elements are supported. So let's get that out of the way. So the elements that are supported in the interactive functionality, making the Word document interactive, are text box, text area. We can also support email. We can also support numeric. We can also support text area. We can also support URL. We can also support date. And then we can also support date time. And then finally, time. So these are all the elements that are supported within the Word interactive functionality. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to display this contract to a client, and they're going to go ahead and sign it. And they will also see a couple of the information here, but if there's any information in there they're unsure of or they need to update, they can also do that as well in the interactive document. And then once they've pushed, they're going to push the file, the sign file, directly into the files object. So I've got a couple of fields here. I've got contact name, and then contract description, the website, contract number, contract start date, and the signature date and time. And then what I've done is I've put the record ID into the hidden field, this record ID here, so make sure it's an existing one. So if I quickly show you the preview, you can see it's pulling the data across into the fields already. Okay, but one more thing I need to do is make this field non-mandatory, read only, because we're not really updating that at all. Okay, once you've done that, once you've got your field across and you've done your integration, so let me show you what I've done. I've done a push integration where I'm doing an update and I'm saying if the contract ID equals the record ID, which is my hidden field, then go ahead and show me the data, push the data into these fields here. And what we're going to do is we're going to say don't use for updates. That's it. That's all we're doing. And then I've also specified the file that I'm going to be pushing in, and it's a child object, and I'll show you the fields I've mapped so far, which are the title is going to be contract, the version data is going to be word mapping, and the first published location is contract ID. Very, very simple. Now let's move on to the main show here, which is the Word document. So this is my agreement I've got here at the moment. So it's a very simple demo agreement, nothing special. And these are my field: contract name, description, website, number. Actually, we're not going to use number because it's not a field that we are supposed to be updating anyway. So let's sign into Salesforce. And I'll tell you what, before we do that, I'm just going to quickly preview this like this, and then we'll go in here. Let's sign into our Word document. Okay, we're in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click here, and then you've got something called Insert Edit Interactive Field. Here you will select your form. My form is called Contract Demo Interactive, and then you can select your field. I'm going to select contact name. Then I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to select contact description. Then I'm going to select contract website. Again, insert edit interactive field. And then we'll select contract start date. And then finally, we're going to add our date and time field as well, which is going to be our contract sign date. So signature, date, time there. Perfect. And then finally, we'll add a signature. And this is just going to be a very standard signature, which is going to come up later. Okay, so we're done. We're good to go here. We've set everything up. A couple of things to be mindful of. If you've got some sort of shape into your Word document, like for example, if I create, I don't know, let's just add a shape like this. And if you try and insert a, let me show you how this is going to work. If you try and insert a interactive field into this, it will not work. So you will not get the functionality. And if you have inserted, so look, let me go into this again. So look, if you try and insert a field into this, let's just choose any random one, and there's a shape behind it, it will not work. So be very careful if you've got any shapes into the document and you're trying to insert field into it, don't, it will not work. Anyway, so this is sorted. Once you've done, click Publish. You need to select your form and click Publish Template. And if there's an existing one, it will override it. Right, that's been done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log back into the form builder and I'm going to show you what settings that are available to you and what settings you need to make sure are enabled for this to work. And then we'll show you the final proof of concept. Okay, so here it is, and what we're going to do now is go into document generation, word mapping. You need to make sure this is enabled. That's step one. Here's your document. You need to make sure that the record ID is checked, which is our hidden field. Preview before submit. And then you can view with either Google or Microsoft, and then the output format can be a docx or a PDF. It's up to you. And you can convert with either Titan, Office 365, or LibreOffice. And then here, signature/interactive must be enabled. If it's not enabled, it's not going to work. It must be enabled, and you convert the PDF using either Titan, Office 365. I'm going to leave Office 365 as it is. Click Save. Let's give this a refresh. Just check that again. All right, got to make sure that our get is working because it needs to be authenticated. So let's just go ahead and authenticate. Cool. So that's been done. Now let's go ahead and preview. There's our data. And if I click submit, my contract is going to load up. And what I can do is directly edit the contract and add some fields in there, or any data that I see fit needs to be added in there. So let's just wait for this to load. Here it is. And there's our data. There's my contract name. There's my contract description, website. And look, these fields are completely modifiable, and we're going to modify them as well. Let's just type some stuff in there, like this is demo contract description. And then in here, we can just type in a website, but I'll just take this URL because it's easy to do so. Done. And then I can change the contract date if I wish, or the signature time as well. I'm just gonna say, okay, you know what? Let's make this 05, and then let's make this 30. And then I'll just go ahead and sign this document. Confirm. There's my signature. And then all I'm going to do is push this back into Salesforce. Right, so that's been pushed. Let's go into our integration logs and see what's happened. Let's give this a refresh. There's a contract and there's a file. So if you go back to the contract itself, you can see it's been updated. Here's a URL. There are a couple of things here. These are fields that weren't populated before. There's a description. And if I click on the contract itself, there is all the data that you're looking for, and it's all signed as well. So very, very cool functionality where you can really make your document fully interactive to whoever the user is, and it looks awesome into your contract as well, and it pushes to Salesforce. Thank you for watching this video.